On July 10th, 2019, Mike Caldwell, Lynsey Heidemann, Connor Kozlowski, and myself, Matthew Jackson, descended into the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. This was the smallest group I've ever been with to tackle this massive location. What strange experiences did we have? Would we encounter some of the famous entities that are known to haunt this hospital, such as Timmy, Big Black, or the Creeper? What evidence did we capture to help prove that Waverly is one of the most haunted paranormal hotspots in North America? These are the highlights of that journey. Please note, most responses are heard upon review and not in real time. Changes in the video's filter visually mark the replies that were the most significant. Those various audio responses have been enhanced, repeated, and sometimes slowed down. As always, we do not offer this video as irrefutable evidence of the paranormal, nor do we claim our annotations are 100% conclusive. All we're asking is that you please approach the data presented here with a curious mind, and that you wear damn headphones.
Hello? Oh, you're coming.
We haven't abandoned you yet.
Boy, they've done a lot of work here, haven't they?
They sure have.
So if I remember correctly, this is going toward the lobby.
Correct.
Can you imagine what it would cost to heat or cool this place? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, it means I just hit 8,000
Oh my gosh.
steps.
That's going on YouTube. That's going on YouTube.
Thing will start buzzing.
Connor, how many steps have you hit today, Connor?
Huh?
How many steps have you hit today?
Oh, I know it's more than 8,000. Pussy.
I'll never run through here. Where are we headed? I'm just following back.
You're in front of me. How you following me?
Making it very hard, too.
I think I'm just watching just like
Hey, we're in Waverly Hills.
Yeah, we are.
And it's just us. That's the best fucking part.
Yeah, it's
This
just
is-
us.
This is the lobby,
Yeah.
the evil lobby.
I think we should head up.
Oh, do they want this thing?
Yeah, this is the door she was talking about. That
Oh, okay.
kept closed.
Okay.
Wanna go up this way or?
Yeah, we go up that way. After some initial EVP sessions that produced no results, we noticed some shadow play in the corridor of the third floor, and we decided to turn on a ghost box. I used the portal key by Mastercraft. The only jump cuts during the ghost box sessions in this video are moments that I stopped filming to adjust the settings on the effects box that I ran the portal key through. Stay where? Where are you at?
You didn't see that, did you? Right here. Do what now? Did you? Did I see you? Oh, I heard it right here, and I thought, was that it?
You're right here? We're at right here.
You want us to stay here?
Where are we at? Where are we at? Waverly was reopened in 1962 as the Woodhaven Geriatric Center, a nursing home primarily treating aging patients with various stages of dementia and mobility units, as well as the severely mentally handicapped. Woodhaven was closed by the state in 1982.
Come on, where are you?
No regrets.
No regrets?
Did you hear regret? No regret or something? Did you hear that? I heard that.
Where are you? You want us to stay?
Are you in front of us or behind us? Black?
Big black.
Three. Where's Big Black at?
Walking down this hallway, it's kind of locked. Can you point me in the right direction? Is there anybody in Waverly Hills tonight? You ever walk this earth? I think we've probably got to the point where you don't scare me, and you know you don't scare me. So can we balance out a little bit? Perhaps you just talk to me, not based on fear. down the hall there. Please, if you got a chance, say something so we know you're here. Or are you just kind of like an entity that has no, unable to communicate, has no purpose? Why are you here? What makes you tick? Why do you hang around here? Here several years back, saw a little bitty guy on one of the floors. Is that you? Can you change how you look? Or how we perceive you? Is that based on our own imagination? Now, if you'd rather see Lynsey than me, you're going to have to say so. Okay, I'm going down the hall, back down the hall. So hopefully you're trying to talk to me. If not, I'm just screwed. If you want us to leave this floor, light that EDI at blue. Do you have a message for me?
Is everybody up here with us? Can you figure out that box? What hospital are we in? What hospital are we in?
Yes. Anything we can do to help you?
Who's here with us right now?
Give us a name.
Where should we go in the hospital next? With me, where? Is there a doctor in the house? No. You said doc? Did you ever say doc? Did you say doc? There's no doc in here? Who's the cunt?
We have a surgeon.
Where's Big Black at? What's the name of this hospital? What?
This is great.
Room 20? Where the fuck's that? Very good.
Church room, fourth floor. What happened in this room? Are you in the hallway? Can you give some sign that you're here? Fuck. Are you coming in here? Come on in and talk to us. Can you give some sign that that you're here? What do they do to you in here? Well, you aren't sure anyway, you know. Is there a way you can take this tumors out of the lung? Were you talking to us? Did you walk in here from the room across the hall? I didn't scare you off, did we? Are you still in here with us? Can we hear your voice? Tell us what your name is. Can you let us put me on the floor? Light it up blue? What can we do to help you breathe? Is there any way we can help you?
So there you have it. Paranormal evidence, right? In case you're wondering about the credibility of, or why I'd even bother presenting a group of Class B or C EVPs and some audio snippets from ghost boxes as paranormal evidence, well, let me tell you. Mainly, I can present anything because there is no such thing as evidence of anything paranormal. None of us, in any investigation, have ever proven anything concerning the paranormal or our related theories as real. We might stumble into some anomalous encounter that we might capture data of, but that's not evidence. How can I claim that? Because nobody has proven ghosts are real, for one. Evidence is anything presented to support an assertion at its strongest. At its weakest, evidence is merely consistent with some postulation, but it does not rule out contradictory claims. That's where paranormal research lies on its best day. Our investigations are an exploratory tool, if I'm being incredibly generous. This extremely biased participation observation approach we've adopted in our hobby is flawed from the get-go. Everyone wants to present an aha moment. We want so badly to prove that there is something else to this existence that we are desperate in our subjectivity, too convoluted by our hopes to realize how silly of a community we've become. We're stuck in this moment where we merely mimic each other, copy what we've seen on TV in hopes that one day we'll be on TV ourselves. We pound our chest, and we're typically dismissive of other people's efforts, or at times try to pull the rug out from underneath them. And I'm not talking about calling out fakers. It's always open season for that. Listen though, as much as we claim to be objective, as humans we're all flawed. We are all open to false positives because we're inherently subjective from the get-go. That alone fucks up our perceptions of our experiences. So you can throw as much science at our pseudoscience as you want, but it's all contaminated and we're the pathogen. You cannot trust using your body as an instrument. We cannot measure what's setting off our meters. We lack credibility in our approach. Our procedures are not explicit, and there's no way to test for replicating the reliability of our findings. Our data is doomed. At best, ghost hunting is an exploratory excursion to show that science has not proven that ghosts do not exist, because we do capture odd things that science hasn't explained away. So back to my video. I used a DR60 Panasonic recorder, a known to be flawed recorder. There actually was a recall on it. It's not easy to get a Class A EVP with it. They sound like shit, so if it's flawed, why use it? There are lots of people who dismiss the idea that spirits can use the white noise generated by ghost boxes or older recorders as materials to help them construct speech. There are a lot of folks out there who disagree, especially researchers that have been around ITC a long time. Maybe devices are manipulated internally in a way we can't understand. Same with ghost boxes. You can argue about the plausibilities on when or if radio frequencies get manipulated until the cows come home. But who's saying motherfucker on NPR? Who's right? Depends on your bias. Because neither the ghost box proponent or its detractors can ultimately prove their points. They can make arguments. They can show tests on acoustic anomalies and how that was determined. But they cannot refute that anomalous things seem to happen regardless of the tools we choose. Just like I personally think that Kinect cameras are bogus. I think the flashlight experiment has been thoroughly debunked and is a complete waste of time. I think the Ovilus makes a wonderful doorstop. I think running around in the dark with so much equipment on that you look like a Borg from Star Trek makes you about as appealing to an alleged 100-year-old ghost of a grandmother as a portalet to a snorkeler. I think being guided by a medium on an investigation, especially when you're trying to be as scientifically based as possible, completely undermines your scientific approach. Those are things that I think. But I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded enough to feel I can get some weird EVPs using a DR60. I'm open-minded enough to acknowledge that intelligent replies through a ghost box do happen. I'm open-minded enough to know that regardless of what you're doing or utilizing, these unexplainable presences we encounter can interact and manifest regardless of the obstacles we may present to it. Yes, I said obstacles because I'm certain we are the flaw in the equation. When you're putting up walls of what you know is possible versus what could be possible, when it comes to all things strange and weird, you just isolate yourself or create a snarky tribe and ultimately pat each other's backs into irrelevance. You might say you're open-minded, but as soon as you make a definitive claim of what you think you know, it becomes your belief system. Those beliefs are what you think are facts. People who think they know, that becomes their truth, the way you believe. Like, I know that was a demon, or ITC devices don't work. That's when open-mindedness gets closed shut. Therefore, shutting out different aspects of perception and possibilities. Because no matter how careful an investigator or an investigative team is in their approach, or how sloppy one might be, or what equipment they may or may not approve of, the weight of evidence ultimately weighs the same as everyone else's as far as offering anything credible. Except to you. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. The only person you're convincing with all your efforts is yourself. You may entertain or impress someone in your attempt to tether blind logic to an incorporeal presence that makes footfalls. But your evidence is not proof of the afterlife. Who can substantiate it? You're simply a participant in a faith-based hobby. And that's great. It's a lot of fun. Just don't be a dick to others and really try to flesh out your intention of why you're doing all this and make sure there's no bullshit in how you present your findings. That's my whole point. You can prove the existence of your experience. You can prove the sincerity of wanting to be credible, and you can definitely prove you're not a cocksucker by the way you handle your online presence. But if you think you're breaking new ground with your evidence while you're doing the same things that everyone else is doing and getting similar results, and you've made the assertion to the universe. You've proven that there's life after death. Answer me this. What's the definition of insanity?